Hi, my name is Amber Lacheski, and I am going to be performing an informative speech for you today, which I have entitled, You Have Herpes, I Have Herpes, We All Have Herpes. During this speech, I am going to expand your knowledge about herpes viruses. I know, gross, right? But herpes viruses, they may be more common than you think. I'm a human. I'm very susceptible, as are you, to many infectious bacteria and viruses. I have family members who were born with a congenital version of the herpes virus too. I am going into the nursing field as well, and I am a strong believer in prevention and awareness steps. There are two common types of stigmatized herpes that most of us know about, and then there are 6 other types, some of which are way more common than you think. Most people don't realize that there are 8 types of the herpes viruses. During this speech, I'm going to touch on all of these viruses, but I'm only going to emphasize statistics on 3 of them. Let's start at the beginning. HSV1. This virus causes cold sores, but it is also associated with some genital infections. HSV2. This is the general form that is stigmatized, and most people know of this. It causes ulcers on your genitals. It's really gross, and not many people are too privy to being like, oh, I have herpes, but you probably do have herpes. Varicella zoster. This is a herpes virus, and it causes shingles. It also causes chickenpox. Chickenpox is a very common childhood disease. Epstein-Barr virus. This one causes infectious mononucleosis, and it's associated um, with some lymphomas and um, different carcinomas. Cytomegalovirus. This one causes mononucleosis also. It also can be associated with salivary gland carcinoma. HSV6, not HSV6, HHV6, is described as an emerging infectious disease by the CDC. It has been known to cause roseola infantum, or 6 disease, which, from my understanding, causes a fever and a systemic rash on the trunk, and usually you get over it within 6 to 7 days. Herpes virus type 7 is not very common, but it also occurs in children. And then Kaposi sarcoma herpes virus is associated with cancers that form lesions within your connective tissue. We're not going to get into that one very much. Many people don't understand how viruses invade an organism. Viruses are very specific when it comes to hosts and tissue they can attack. The host range refers to which organism that it can infect. Within that host range, many viruses can only infect certain cell types or tissues within that organism. Herpes viruses are double-stranded DNA enveloped viruses. Okay, let me break this down for you. Enveloped means that they have a coating around them to protect their viral genome. These viruses replicate within a host cell. All viruses replicate within a host cell. But because these are DNA viruses, they replicate within the nucleus of the host cell. They use the host cell's DNA polymerase to produce new copies of itself. Viruses can lay dormant or in a latent stage where they're not producing any viral particles or toxins, but they're there. They're going to be there. Latency can last for months or years, or until some stressful event causes the viruses to reactivate. Scientists really don't know too much about how viruses do this. viruses are still kind of being classified, and all sorts. Their taxonomy is not very set in stone yet. They're still working on a lot of different things like that. Well, on to the biggest point of my whole speech. Almost everyone has one or another type of the herpes virus. If not, they will contact it at some point in time in their lives. Epstein-Barr virus is one of the most common herpes viruses in the world. It is spread through saliva, and it causes the kissing disease. More commonly, everybody knows this as mono. I remember when I was younger, I got this. So I have, the herpes virus, Epstein-Barr. Most people will get infected with this virus in their lifetime, and they'll be completely asymptomatic, meaning that they will not have any of the more common symptoms, which include fever, fatigue, body aches, enlarged lymph nodes, sore throat, rash, and possible liver swelling or enlarged spleen. Cytomegalovirus is another common virus. It infects nearly 1 in every 3 children by the time they are 5 years old. So at a very young age, you contract this virus, and it stays with you. Over half of the adults by the age of 40 have been infected with this virus. Most people have no symptoms, yet again, with this virus, but it can cause serious health issues in someone who is immunocompromised, meaning they have AIDS, they are currently going through chemotherapy to rid their body of cancer, they have autoimmune disease such as rheumatoid arthritis or lupus erythematosus. These are all very big words. Obviously, I'm sorry, but these are all very relevant diseases to the possibility of these viruses taking over and causing serious health issues. Now, to move on to the most common, in my opinion, that nobody realizes is a herpes virus, chickenpox. The incidence of chickenpox has changed over the last 15 years. They introduced a vaccine in 1995, and then states, once they started realizing that this vaccine was working, states started enacting immunization requirements for public schools, for daycares, for different things like that, to try and rid the country of chickenpox. 1 out of every 3 people in the United States will develop shingles in their lifetime. It is estimated there are 1 million cases of the shingles virus each year. Okay, I kind of jumped back and forth between shingles and chickenpox. Okay, they are caused by the same virus. Chickenpox is a milder version that causes little red itchy spots all over yourself. And shingles is a little bit more serious and very painful, from what I've been told. I remember when my son got the vaccination for chickenpox. I was told to make sure that he does not go around people with compromised immune systems because he was given an active virus. This is scary to think, but these vaccinations have reduced and almost completely eradicated many different diseases. In conclusion, there's not much you can do to make sure you're not infected with herpes virus. Although all of these viruses are slightly different from the genital type of herpes, they are still classified in the same family as HSV1 and HSV2, which have been highly stigmatized over the years. No one thinks that is weird or disgusting that you have come down with the chicken pox or you have shingles. Most of the time, a person shows empathy for this person dealing with the infection. The different types of herpes viruses are more common than you think, and I hope that I enlightened you a little bit and made you realize that it's not that disgusting to have a virus. Viruses are there. They're gonna be there. They're gonna infect us. And with that, I'm done. I'm sorry if I may have jumped around too much, and I'm really scared that no one's gonna like this, but thank you, and yeah, that's all I have for you.